Buenas noches, amigos, amigas from Lake Chapala area, and I'm in Jacotepec. Now, in this video, I'm going to hold up this notebook again at the end of this video, and you'll find out why. But I want to talk about different people that come to this lakeside area. Many of them are foreigners. Many of them come from different parts of the world, and they integrate well into the Mexican communities and meet the wonderful Mexican people and do integrate into the culture. So you will be able to do that. I'll give you a little bit of background about myself. I have put up videos about my road to Spanish before, and I have been improving over the years. I am not fluent by any means, but I have grown a lot in Spanish since first coming to Mexico in 2018. And I want to say that although not fluent, I do help a lot of expats. I don't teach them Spanish, but if I sit with them and go around, hang around with them, I'm able to help them get around. So I like to do that too. But I'll tell you a little bit about my road to Spanish. But first I'm going to tell you about other languages that I studied when starting as a kid. Now, I went to, I'm from Detroit. Many of you might know that, from the Detroit area too. And when I was in high school, I went to a Catholic high school. Polish language was offered. I took that for a year, did very well, can still remember and read and write in Polish somewhat, can remember some, but of course, haven't practiced it very much over the years, but I do meet expats I can speak Polish with here, and I have done so. Also, let's see, after high school, I went to the Defense Language Institute in Monterey, California, the Presidio of Monterey. I don't know if people are aware of that place. It's a big language institute in Monterey, California. I was there for 36 weeks and studied Korean language. 36 weeks, did really well. I can still read, write, and remember and speak some Korean. And I have done that with different expats here in the lakeside area. I'll tell you more about that later too. Also, Spanish. I put up Spanish videos before. I have studied Spanish before I come to Mexico. I had taken a semester of Spanish in college. I was in my 20s and did very well. I still have the textbooks today, and I even brought them with me this time. I made videos showing you those textbooks. Did really well in that class, but didn't surround myself around Spanish-speaking people. After that, my father was fluent in Spanish, but we never spoke much Spanish. My father, and I want to let people know, I am nowhere near accomplished as my father. I'll show you his obituary. I'm not going to put it up or post it on this YouTube channel, but you're always welcome to see it. I have it on this phone. I'll show it to you. My father could read and write and speak in 6 languages. He's from Eastern Europe. He's traveled all over the world and has studied many different languages through his lifetime. So I'll show you his obituary. Very accomplished man. But anyway, my dad used to play a lot of Latin music, Italian music, Latin music, Eastern European music, and I always enjoyed that. But I've always enjoyed the Latin culture. When I came to Mexico the first time, I knew I was going to need to learn more Spanish. So I went to Cuernavaca. I came back. I went back up to my home in the States. I frequently go to my home up in the States, Michigan. I really had the desire to learn. So I went back to Cuernavaca. But a friend of mine suggested, he's been to Mexico many times and he has relatives in Mexico. He suggested that I get into Spanish immersion because Cuernavaca has different language schools. And I could get into Spanish immersion and really pick it up. But at that time, I'm only coming back to Mexico. I was only here 1 week. I thought it would interfere with things that I might want to do, staying in an environment with the same people all the time, and I didn't do it. But if I really think back about it, it might have been the best thing for me to do at that time. But I did go to San Miguel de Allende. I had that desire, once again, even before coming here. I took 4 sessions in Spanish. I had a private tutor. I went down to the biblioteca. First, an expat corner. He was doing the Warren Hardy stuff, and he gave me some Warren Hardy sheets. I was reading those, looking at those. Then I went over to the biblioteca in Centro San Miguel de Allende. I think there's 2 of them. I don't know if they're in the same location anymore, but I went to the biblioteca on Insurgentes, Calle Insurgentes in Centro. Showed up there, asked if I could find a Spanish instructor. The lady who was there appointed someone to me. I had no choice in who I picked, but I was really fortunate. I got a nice lady, young lady. She taught me 4 sessions there, and I really enjoyed those lessons. As a matter of fact, I still keep in contact with her today. She just texted me on WhatsApp the other day. But I don't speak to her a lot, but occasionally she keeps in touch with me. Now, coming to the lakeside area, on my first snowbird season here, once again, lived in San Miguel, spent first snowbird season there. I laid back a little bit, but I still got to know a lot of Mexican residents and expats, and really enjoyed their company. You're going to find that there are people who come down here who are already fluent in Spanish. Me, once again, I'm not fluent, but if you meet me in the lakeside area, I'll be able to help you along somewhat, and I enjoy doing that. But I'll tell you, I came back, and my friend, my good buddy Bill, he passed away. Many of you knew him, Bill. He was from the Toronto area. He was down here for a long time. He had a Mexican girlfriend, and she spoke about the same level of English that I spoke in Spanish. So I wound up going up, studying some Duolingo, came back for my second snowbird season, and she already noticed the difference. So she would say, wow, you're getting better, you're learning more. And I said, well, you too, you're learning more too. So we would practice Spanish, the 3 of us. Then another time I came here, I was here. I met Dan and Sylvia, and on another time when I came back here to the lakeside area, we used to have what's called the coffee club. We had quite a few people at the coffee club. It was expats and Mexican residents. We would go to the Ajijic Plaza, to the black and white coffee, or sometimes we go over to the Art House Coffee, which is right in the corner there, right around the corner. We'd have Rachel, Gustavo, so many different Mexican residents come in. Abby, she was a Mexican resident, young lady from Guadalajara. Gustavo was fluent in both languages. Rachel didn't speak any English. And Abby, she was an instructor. She'd have classes in private students, and she would sit in with us too. Now, I did put up videos with Abby, and she'd get private students. She's certified student. She was a student at Guadalajara University. And she would also have teach people Spanish in groups at the Peacock Gardens over there. I think it's on Cologne. She would take people there or get people to show up there. And we had a good time. I learned from Abby, went in that, we had the coffee club. I was learning from her. Rachel was learning Gustavo. He's fluent in both languages. Dan, he was learning. Dan's wife is fluent in Spanish. She was helping us out. We had a great time. A lot of expats and Mexican residents started coming in. The coffee club grew. And the coffee club still goes on Mondays over at the Black and White Coffee in the Plaza. So there are many different ways. I go back to Duolingo sometimes. I go to the coffee club sometimes. I don't always get there, but I did go to also some intercambio tables. They're like groups of people, Mexican residents and expats, who get together at different times, maybe once a week over here, maybe once a week over there. I have done that before. We go back and forth and practice our Spanish with each other. It's a good social time, like the coffee club was, but you'll be able to sit around. And it doesn't have to be structured. It doesn't have to be, say, a class or an organized thing. You'll get around here and you will learn from other Mexican residents. Mexican residents are great. They're always here to help you, and different expats who might speak at a different level. So you'll find that learning Spanish over here will be pretty easy, and you'll be able to get around. Once again, you'll have a lot of people to help you, and I think you'll really enjoy it here. You'll get more integrated into the culture. The more you learn, the more you feel a part of, in a way. But the Mexican people won't leave you out. They will make you a part of whether you're learning Spanish or not. They're always here to help, and they're great people. So when you come down here, enjoy yourself, get involved. There's 2 major organizations that can help you out. You'll meet a lot of great people there, whether you're coming here as a snowbird, a visitor, or many other people you're going to meet here in the Lakeside area. People from many different countries. Now, I'm going to give you an example of then I'll tell you more about why I have this notebook. Let me give you some recent examples. Yesterday, I was at the American Legion. There was a lady from Russia, and she's 90 years old, 24-year resident here in Chapala and the Lakeside area. She was speaking Russian, and I was speaking some Polish, and I'm from a Polish-Ukrainian background, and my father was born in a certain region of Poland that was once the Ukraine. So we were talking about different languages and things like that, different cultures there, and she understood some of the Polish I was speaking. Now, there is a couple there to go to the American Legion also, but they're from Poland. I speak Polish with them when I get down there, so I still remember some Polish. Now, as far as Korean, I meet many war vets or people that had spent a lot of time in Korea, the Korean War, some of them, and of course they're pretty old, but they can speak some Korean. So what I do is I go ahead and talk some Korean with them a little bit, so I can still remember how to read and write some Korean and speak some Korean. I can still remember how to read and write some Polish and speak some Polish, but while I'm here, Spanish is what the language that I use mostly, is along with English. Spanish is the one that I'm really learning more and more about. And I have brought my textbooks from that intro class, and you know what? That class was actually pretty advanced. I had forgot a lot, but I'm going back into those books. I have made videos showing you guys those books, and it's pretty. It can move along pretty quick. There's a lot of information to learn in those books, and I'm going to be going back into those books. I'm glancing at them already, but I want to go back into those books, and I have the workbook as well. And I did well in the class when I took it back in my 20s, but those textbooks are pretty good. They're heavy. I can tell one of them's heavy. But I do like bringing literature, different types of literature with me here to the Lakeside area as well. So I want to say ease on in, come here, just ease on in, and you'll be fine. So with that, thanks for viewing this lengthy video, and I want to tell you why I have this notebook. If you come down to the Lakeside area and you're interested in, say, you know some Korean and you want to talk or speak some Korean, read, write, and speak Korean, I will do that on this notepad with you, and also Polish. What I do remember also in Polish, I can read, write, and speak it here, speak it with you, and also what I know about the Spanish language. I will speak it with you and write it down, read and write it, and share it with you. And that's a really pleasurable leisure activity to do. So with that, thanks for viewing. Tap on that notification bell. You'll be notified of upcoming videos. Adios, amigos. Hasta luego.